Clicky Gang. Hey everyone, Clicky Gang here, and today we're actually gonna rank our current collection of clicky switches. So I have here inside of a jar that all of the switches that I owned. At the moment, the time of me recording this video, I currently own 23 different types of clicky switches. So if you guys want me to have an updated video of this, and most likely I will have more of this because I did order more switches. Oh god. Help me, wallet. Help me. Alright, anyways, this is actually not my original idea. I just watched a video from Switch and Click that they're actually making a tier list of clicky switches. Really big props to them because I actually never thought about that video, and I actually do agree with some of their opinions, though some of them I kind of disagree. And yeah, so here's my take on my tier list of clicky switches. So I have 23 here, like I said. There are some switches in Switch and Click channel that that doesn't featured here, such as the Midnight Jades and the Arctic Fox. Those two are really good switches, which I will rank them in a second. And yeah, so if you guys want me to make more content, then be sure to like, subscribe, and probably give some feedback, so I will like continue you know, making more content like this one. And also we're using the layout from my Twitch stream, so if you guys want me to follow me there, there's a link in the description below. So with that being said, let's get into the video. So there it is. So we're using the tier maker, of course. I uploaded all of my pictures of like all of my clicky switches in my collection. So we have Arctic Fox, Box Whites, Box Jades, Box Navies, Box Pale Blues, Box Pinks, Box Glazed Greens, a box. I think this one's also a box. Pretty sure it's a box. It's a Box Jellyfish X variant. The Midnight Jades, the Milky Blues, Mute Jades. I still consider this one as a clicky switch, even though I mean, it's more like a silent clicky switch. They're actually different from tactiles. And MX Blues. I think this one's the retooled one. This one is the Novelkey Sherbets, the Novel Yellows, the Outemu Blues, the Pro-light Green, the Redragon Blues. Most likely it's the same as the Dustproof Outemu Blues, the Bronze. The Speed Bronze switches, the Speed Gold switches, the Speed Navy, Speed Pinks, Super Speed Bronze, and the White Owl switches. Like I said, yeah, here's my take on like each of the switches here, and I guess we should get started with the one that we're gonna grab from this jar. So I'm not gonna look at it, and I will give opinions about it. So the first one here is the Pro-light Green switches, and I'm gonna say that it's actually like a pretty decent switch. It's actually, I would recommend this one for like general use. Their actuation force is shorter than the ones that you see from box switches. I think it was around 1.7 millimeters of actuation distance. I might be wrong. And yeah, I actually don't really use this much, but I do. But the feel of it, I mean, it's actually better than some other click jacket switches like the MX Blues or Outemu Blues. So yeah, I'm probably gonna rate this one to maybe a B tier. It doesn't rattle much for a clicky switch, for a click jacket switch, which is actually pretty good in its kind. So yeah, B tier, solid B tier. And okay, what's next here? We have the Mute Jade switches, and let me go ahead and explain why I consider this one as a silent clicky switch. This one still has the click bar instead of using the stem, like it has the bumpy thing. I actually forgot what they called. And yeah, it feels like the same as Box Royals, which is nice. I actually really like Box Royals. This one's like the milder version of Box Royals. So if you guys like Box Royals, or if you're a clicky gang who wants to get into more silent switches, yeah, this one is actually perfect. Cause I mean, it's not perfectly feel like Box Jades, but yeah, it's like a dampened version of Jades in terms of feel. So yeah, I'm probably gonna rate this one maybe. I mean, sound wise, it's not clicky, that's for sure. I mean, you can still hear the minimal click here, but you know, I would probably put that one to the C tier just because it doesn't have that click. And yeah, but the feel is pretty nice. So yeah, C tier for that. Maybe like a high C tier for a Mute Jades. I do like that as a tactile switch, but as a clicky switch, it doesn't have that sound. Okay, next one here would be the retooled MX Blue switch. Yeah, it's pretty rattly, I do say that. It's really rattly. Yeah. I mean, even though it's a retool, it's still bad. It is a bit smoother though. Yeah, I'll do say that. It's actually a little smooth, but that doesn't save the fact that the sound profile is pretty terrible. Unless, I mean, I guess you can still fix it by lubing the springs of the MX Blues, but other than that, as a stock ones, I'm probably gonna rate this one to an F tier. So yeah, it's pretty bad. Maybe if I'm gonna spring lube this one, maybe I'll put it maybe up to a C tier, but yeah, F tier overall for that. Okay, next one, okay, so here's one of my favorite switches here. This is the what was this again? The White Owl switches. So this one, I just got this one recently, and I used this one a bit, and I actually really like this. The sound profile of this is the same as like between Box Jades and Box Arctic Fox switches, which is, if you guys think that the Box Arctic Fox is a little hollow, then this one is actually perfect for you guys, because this one, it has the same as the sound profile between those two switches, the Jades and the Arctic Fox. So really recommend this one. The feel is the same as Box Pinks. So yeah, I'll put this one on the A tier, just because I know that there are like better switches out there. Maybe like a high A tier for me for this one. Okay, so next one is, oh, okay, it's the old Outemu Blue switches. This is actually the first clicky switches that I owned. I got this one from my old Redragon Kailh K557 keyboard, which is my very first mechanical keyboard. I got it back, I think it's 2017, 2018. It was a long time ago, and I was really happy back then. But now I joined into the custom keyboard community. You know, like, it sounds pretty meh for me. So okay, I mean, it does sound okay, I guess, but I'll put it maybe on a D tier, because it has that high pitch that I don't like. The rattle is a little less from the ones from the MX Blues, surprisingly, but yeah, I would put that on the D tier just because of the high pitch. It could have been better. I mean, that's the problem with the click jacket switches, that their sound profile is, it can be rattly or not, but it can be also be really high pitch, which is really bad, which I personally don't like. I prefer clicky switches to be like on the deeper end, like everyone on talks, on like linears and tactiles. For me, I like it. I like the clicky switches to be on the lower side, like this one, for example. Pretty good. Okay, anyways, what's next? The Box Whites. This is my second switches that I owned. Like it's the Box Whites. I actually ordered this one before I even joined into the custom keyboard community, and I used it on my old keyboard. And I actually basically just tortured these switches. I like, apparently they're not compatible with Outemu hot socket, so I just like jam it in and it worked. But like most of the pins are bent, so yeah. Now it like now I'm like, oh my god, like cringe a lot after I did that back then. Oh my god. Sound profile, I mean, it's minimally tactile. Probably the same magnitude as Cherry MX Browns. It is sharper feel than a small bump from the MX Browns. The click is nice, but it's the feel that kind of drives it down. So I'm probably gonna put them onto. I'll put it on the C tier because the tactile bump isn't there. I really prefer the tactility to be like between like moderate to very tactile switches. Like I even enjoy using like the most tactile switches in my collection, which I'm gonna mention it in a second. So next one we're gonna use is the yes, this is the Jellyfish X variant. So this is actually a pretty unique switch. It's the it's you can see it. It's all transparent. The only thing that isn't transparent here is the leaves and the springs and the actuator, the green actuator. But everything else, the stem, the housings, it's all transparent. So if you're going for a clicky build that you also wanted to go for a transparent build, like transparent keycaps, transparent case, etc. Yeah, this one is perfect for you. The sound profile in this, if I'm gonna compare it to, I do like the Jellyfish X variant more than the Box Whites, so that's a plus. And this being a very unique switch, I'll probably put it on the B tier because like how unique it is. Like I don't think there's any other clicky switches out there that are transparent, and their sound profile is a little bit better than the ones that the Box White offer. And their feel, yeah, they're pretty smooth. Yeah, I like it. I'll put it on the B tier. Actually, you know what? I'll put it in the A tier. I actually really like those switches. It's very unique too. Next one is the Noble Yellow switch. I actually don't know. I actually haven't used this one much. I don't know actually if this one is the same as Box Jades or Box Pinks. It is a little bit more tactile than Box Whites, that's for sure, which is a plus. If you're actually going for a yellow build, this one is perfect to you too. I'm gonna compare this one to a Box Whites. Yeah, Box Yellows or like Noble Yellows are a little bit more on the deeper end, so I'll probably put this one on the B tier. Like, it's a pretty solid one. Okay, next one is Box Jades. Okay, so Box Jades, I always heard good stuff about Box Jades. If you're actually a tactile, like a really tactile type person, like I really enjoy this. Like it's a perfect tactility for me. Like between Jades and Pinks, they're actually good for me. I really like it. However, the sound profile is it's a little generic for me. That's the problem. It's the same as, actually, you know what? It is a little bit different. It sounds more full. Sound profile from the Box Jades sounds more full compared from the Box Whites. So I probably did, yeah. Talk about Box Jades. I will make a video, like I will make a comparison video of me using like 4 different types of Jade switches. So yeah, if you guys want me to make a video out of it, let me know in the comments, and I will make that happen. So, and anyways, I will put the Jade switches to maybe a B tier. I do like it, but it's nothing special for me. Okay. Next one would be the Speed Navies. I actually only recommend this if you're playing rhythm games. I only recommend this if you're gonna build up stamina. I do play rhythm games a lot, especially VSRG ones like Eterna and Osumania. I only recommend this one if you're gonna use it for stamina plays, like gaining your stamina. But as a typing one, I mean, if you do like Box Navies, I would probably go for that one instead of this. It's water and dust proof. It has a slightly deeper sound profile compared from the MX side. But if you're gonna go for gaming, I mean, it's not a bad option. I'll probably put this one on C tier. Really, it's nothing special, but like, yeah, if you're into rhythm games too, this one's actually good for like heavy ones, like for stamina. Okay, next one is the the speed gold switches. If I have to be honest, like, this one is the best click jacket switches for me. I really like them. I actually, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and compare them with the MX Blues. Yeah, it's a big difference. How about like compare them to the Pro-light switches, Pro-light green. The speed gold switches, it sounded a bit deeper than the one from this one. It has the actuation force of 1.4 millimeters, which is closer towards the gaming or touch type people preference. But yeah, I would put this one to the A tier because it's the best click jacket switches in my opinion. And the actuation distance isn't as one-sided compared from any other speed switches. So yeah, I would put that one on the A tier, solid A tier. Okay, next one is the Sherbet switches, and this one is a pretty interesting switches for me because this is the only switch when I'm pressing without a keycap has a biting issue, and I thought MX switches doesn't have that. So yeah, if you're gonna press it on the side, at least on my Sherbet switches, you can sometimes feel the binding, which is a bad thing. But other than that, I mean, it's nothing special. I mean, it could have been better. And yeah, it's kind of meh for me. I'll put it on D tier. Like I think that's like the worst click bar switches in my opinion. Okay, what's next? Okay, so here's next the Box Navy switch. I actually really like this switch. Like I always put this one onto the modifier switches, especially the spacebar, the shift, the enter key, backspace. It's a pretty nice switch. Yeah, pretty tactile. Like you have to press it heavily for it to actuate. So if you press your keys pretty heavily, like, yeah, this switch is perfect for you. Yeah, I'll put this one on the B tier. B tier for that. Next one would be the Kailh Blues. So it's the heavier version of the Box White switches. I wonder if they have different sound profile because they have like heavier springs. That's interesting. The spring ping from the Kailh Blues is a little bit less, which makes sense because it uses heavier spring. It's also deep sounding spring ping. But to be honest, spring ping is spring ping, so it's still bad. But it is a little bit quieter. I do like the weighting of the box Kailh Blues over the Box Whites, even though it's like, if you guys are into light tactiles and want to have a better light, have like a heavier weighting compared to Box Whites, yeah, Kailh Blues is good. I'll probably put them in the B tier too, because of the tactility isn't there anymore. like it compensates with the weights of it. So it is a pretty good weighting overall. Next one here is the okay, oh yeah, I forgot to. It's like close to midnight. Okay. Okay, here's the super speed bronze switches. This one's actually one of my this is actually my most favorite clicky switches for gaming and rhythm games, especially rhythm games. I always use this switches, especially the loop version of this, to the when I'm playing rhythm games like Eterna. It's perfect for me. Like the tactility is like minimal. The sound profile is very deep. It's pretty deep for a click bar switch, and yeah, it's also pretty smooth too. And it will be more smooth too if you're gonna loop the stems and the railings of the housing, which you can lube clicky switches, FYI. Just that you just try to not lube the triangle wedge in the back of the stem, or else it will affect the click sound of the switch. So yeah, this is actually my first S tier just because it's my favorite. It's a little biased, but like it is my favorite clicky switch for gaming. It's also lightweight, which is good for gaming too. And yeah, but typing wise, it's a little bit too light for me, but you know, I only use this one for gaming, especially rhythm games, so yeah. Okay, next one here is the Speed Pinks. It's probably the same as the bronze switches, just that it's a little bit heavier spring and a little bit thicker click bar. Nothing special sound wise compared to the speed bronze. Yeah, it's a little deeper because of the slightly thicker click bar, but yeah, probably I'll put this one on the A tier because it's the like it's best for both worlds. It's best for gaming, best for rhythm games, best for typing. I guess not really for general user typing if you're not really into touch typing, because the actuation distance of these speed switches is actually 1.1, I think 1.1 1.2 millimeter of actuation distance. So if you're not doing touch typing, then yeah, it's not really the best for you guys. But yeah, A tier overall, maybe like a low A tier, but not to the point that goes to B. Okay, next one here is the Midnight Jades. This one has a very interesting story behind to it. So I bought a box of 90 from Novelkeys when they're actually on clearance because they're not gonna sell these switches anymore. So I got it from half price. And turns out when I bought the pack of 90 and it got here, they actually gave me a pack of 110, which is very funny. So yeah, I'm guessing that they ran out of 90, so they just gave me 110. So thanks a lot, Novelkeys. And yeah, I actually always use this one. I even used this one up until now, and I really like it. The only problem is that it's a little bit too loud for my taste. It's one of the loudest clicky switch I have in my collection. It's actually louder than the MX Blues. Like, listen to this. Yeah, it's like no competition. Yeah, and the tactility, like, it's like borderline, and like it's borderline too much for me, but I can deal with it. And making it like a little bit too loud in my taste too is like, I feel like it probably go to C tier. Like, it's a little too loud for me. The tactility is like borderline unusable in my book, unless you're a really heavy tactile user. Yeah, I mean, I'm probably gonna go for this one. It's very tactile. If I have to be honest, for some reason, it's actually like, even though like a lot of people just said that the Midnight Jades is actually just a recolor of normal Jades, like Midnight Jades for me is a little bit too, it's like louder. It's like much louder and a little bit more tactile than the normal Jades for some weird reason. I don't know. It might be the badge variant. Like maybe they updated the this one, for example. But I don't know. For me, it's like Midnight Jades is like completely different switch from a Box Jades in my book. So yeah, next one here is the what is this? The glazed green switches. I think this one feels the same as the box white switches. Let me go compare it again. Yeah, sprinkling is pretty minimal on the glazed green switches compared to the box whites, which is good. They do kind of feel the same, honestly. You go see if they're the same. Yeah, they're the same. Yeah, because with the minimal sprinkling, I'm probably gonna put this one a little bit like a tier higher than a. You know, I'll just put it on the C tier too, like a high C tier. It's better than the box whites, but I don't think you're gonna hear the sprinkling when you're gonna play on your keyboard. Okay, next one here is the Milky Blues. Okay, so with the Milky housing mod, you make the switches sound a little bit talkier, and with clicky switches, I mean, it is sounded a little bit deeper compared to MX Blues. Let me go compare it between the two. Yeah, the Milky one sounded a little bit deeper, but that doesn't mean that it's better. It still has that really bad rattle, and yeah, still a pretty bad switch. I'll probably put it on the D tier. It's not as bad as the MX Blues, but yeah, it's still not impressive in my book, honestly. Okay, next one here is the box pinks. I actually really like the tactility on this, and really like the weighting of this. It's between box jades and box whites, or like box navies and box whites rather. I do like them. It's nothing special compared from the end, like any other clicky switches out there. Like in my collection, like I'll probably just put them in a B tier too, along with the pale blues and some other clicky switches. And next thing we need to do is the old version of bronze switches. So I do already rank the V2s. They're better than this. This one feels a little bit scratchier. I do want to mention that. Like minimal sprinkling, and the click is pretty nice. I do like it. I'll probably put this one on the B tier too, because yeah, it's an all-rounder switch. I mean, for gaming, it's mostly for gaming. If I don't have this one here, I would probably put this one to the A tier, but because we already have its updated version, like I would recommend this much more than the older version one. Like this one's better. It's smoother than the old version. I'm really glad that they actually updated this. Okay, so and over here, next one here. Oh boy, this is the Redragon or the Outemu. I think this one's like a rebranded Outemu Dust Blue. And if I have to be honest, this is actually the worst one I have in my collection. This one's actually worse than the MX Blues, honestly. Like this one doesn't have the high pitch, but this one is like you put a megaphone on a MX Blues and it just amplifies the sound by 10 times or something. It sounds atrocious. The spring ping is there, the rattle is there, it's very high pitch. It's probably even louder than the Midnight Jades. Well, not really, but it's still high pitched, so it's really hate this switch. Which the only reason why I keep this one because I am planning to make a video of me reacting to like me using blue bombs. I just don't have the Outemu Sky Blue switches. So if you guys want me to make a video of that, let me know. Yeah. It sounds awful. I think if I have to be honest, like this is even worse than the MX Blue, so I'll put them on the F tier. And lastly, is the Arctic Fox switches. If I have to be honest, this is actually the best bang for the buck clicky switch. It has the most unique sound clicky, like click bar switches out like in my collection. Like if you're gonna compare this to every single clicky switch, here's the Glazed Green, here's the Midnight Jades, Pale Blues, and I'll compare it against the Box Whites. And this is what the Arctic Fox sound like. It's louder than the navy, like regular navies and jades, but in a good way, in my opinion. Like if I have to be honest, I would buy a whole pack of them and put it on my keyboard. So yeah, it's actually my favorite switch overall. But there is one more switch that I really wanted to have hands on, which is the Zeal's clickiest switches. I don't have it sadly, and yeah, I would put this one on the S tier too, if I have to be honest. Like it's pretty good switch. I really recommend this one to everyone, especially if you guys are into like deeper click sound signature. Like this one's the best. This one's Pale Blues, by the way. Yeah. And just a little bit disclaimer, like this is not every type of clicky switches out there. There are like way more clicky switches out there that I'm still collecting. For example, I don't have the bullet switch, I don't have the clickiest switches from Zeal, I don't have like I don't even have green switches here. And yes, and some among like other things like the Pro World switches, which is very rare to find. And yeah, so I guess that's it for my tier list. I think the only two clicky switches that really pick my interest here is the Super Speed Bronze, which is actually makes sense because I really like these switches for gaming. It's a perfect weight for gaming, and yeah, the tactility won't hinder me anything really on when I'm playing rhythm games like Eterna. And the Arctic Fox, in my opinion, is the best for typing. So if you guys are looking for gaming, go for the Super Speed Bronze, in my opinion. And if you're gonna go for the typing side, go for the Arctic Fox. And yeah, so that's it for today's video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this opinion of mine. I know this is not the usual type of stuff that I do on my channel. Like I usually do like B-roll shots here. And yeah, thank you guys again for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. If you guys haven't, click a dislike button if you guys really don't like a video. I will still see it on my dashboard, even though YouTube hides the dislike counter. And yeah, so I am planning to finish making a video of different videos, like me reviewing the Mute Jades, the how to loop clicky switches properly. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm actually still waiting for the version 2 of the Box White switches, which is gonna be very interesting. I already ordered them. It should be here in like maybe a week or two, and I'm really excited for that. I'm gonna make myself a comparison video of this and that V2 switches. And yeah, so thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you guys again in like when I'm gonna post the next video. So take care everyone, bye bye. I'm gonna go end this video now. See ya.